Robbie Solmani,
Riley McBride,
Rayleigh Williams,
Justice Duque.
Madeline Murphy.
Banning books. Is it protecting our nation's children from inappropriate content, or is it sheltering them from reality? This is a widely discussed topic by the masses, and there are many sides to this controversy. These include controversial or inappropriate material in literature, censorship's effect on society, children's education on sensitive topics, and the results of banning classic pieces in schools. With that, this speech will serve to inform you on the pros and cons of banning books from the public. I am qualified to speak on this topic because I have seen firsthand the effects of younger people growing up without these topics in their lives. And I have personally read a good amount of these books that are now banned. For my first point, some books that are banned can be considered to be inappropriate or bringing up sensitive topics too soon in a child's lifetime. For example, To Kill a Mockingbird is a book that is commonly taught in the first year of high school and in English classes, and it has been banned from many schools in the United States because of racial themes and usage of slurs, says Lisa Hoover at the American Library Association. According to Hannah Pollock at the Harris Poll, 60% of people surveyed say children should not be able to access these books with explicit language. Further, with these topics being removed from easily accessible media, parents can take the liberty to discuss these topics with their children instead of them being learned about from outside sources of media and from literature. Another banned book is The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas because of its message of police brutality. This is an issue that most parents think that they should take the liberty upon themselves to talk about instead of their children's reading about them, according to Talia Lakritz at BusinessInsider.com. J.C. Urbani, a professor at Northeastern University, says there's so many things that people can learn about, and if it's handled in a mature, developmentally appropriate way, kids can learn from it. According to Louisa Shepard at University of Pennsylvania, those who are banning or limiting access to books often try to ensure that people don't think in certain ways and that they don't speak on certain things. Banning books is an effort to make sure that difficult topics don't come up, especially in schools. This is an aspect of a broader political and cultural struggle over who belongs or what values prevail in American society. With that, being sheltered from this material can create an altered sense of reality for adolescents and may contribute to false ideologies about society for these students and children when they get older. Much like only children, people who have been sheltered throughout their life can experience a sort of culture shock whenever they are exposed to violence or slurs or any of these controversial topics in books or in real life. Some books and media can push an agenda and influence what people think about controversial topics without being fully educated on them. My brother said he wishes kids could still access these banned books because he feels like it is important for different viewpoints to become known so that growing adults can become their own person with their own views on these topics. Finally, for my last point, some believe banning books can eradicate imagination, culture, and creativity. Anonymous educators from firstbook.org say when we ban books, we're not only removing diversity and representation, we are telling key groups of kids that they aren't worthy of being seen and represented, that they don't matter, and that they are invisible. Another educator says they look at the banned book titles and see themselves, immigrants, Black, poor, LGBTQ+, and ask why people can't learn about people like them. This is an intimidating reality for minorities in the United States, which poses the question, should we hide these real-life circumstances from kids who could potentially benefit from this advocacy? So, after analyzing a few effects of banning books, we can see that there are many different opinions on this topic. By informing you about certain books being banned from public consumption, you learn that this could be beneficial in the way that it provides the freedom for parents to discuss sensitive topics on the timeline that they prefer. These topics can be inappropriate for certain audiences. However, it can also cause people to be sheltered and think that there are less issues in the world than there are, and even take away culture. In alternative to banning them, could be requiring parents to sign off on schools teaching the book and different assignments be given to those whose parents refuse. Now that you've heard some of the good and bad opinions on this topic, I hope I have been successful in addressing the common views of banning books. So, what's more important, sheltering people from the information that might be hurtful to them or exposing them to a different culture and a world of realities?